So let's talk about the DJ Expo. I want to give the full review. I was there the whole week. I told you guys I'd be there the whole week. And we'll give the full review. We'll talk about it. Now, I will start off by saying, like, I love the Expo. I'll go every year no matter what. No matter what. Yeah, I like it. I mean, unless I had, like, a crazy opportunity or something that week and I couldn't make it. But, like, if I'm going to do, I'm going. It's right down the road from my house. I live 40 minutes from there. And I've been going, pretty much my entire DJ career. And I'll always thank the Expo for kind of like exposing me to the culture, to expose me to like the whole wedding, at least the wedding DJ world. You know what I mean? Like when you start DJing, when I was 14, all I knew was like the guy who was training me and, a couple of his friends. And that was it. Like we were in a bubble. Like, you're just in a bubble. You just do what you do. And that's it. Like you don't know what anybody does outside, especially back then. When I started DJing like 2003, 2004, what we had? We had MySpace. That was about it. It's, Facebook was still like a college thing. So like there wasn't, you're in a bubble, right? But then like I would go to the Expo once a year. I think the first Expo I went to was 03 or 04. It was one of those years. And it just blew my mind. It was at the Convention Center, Atlantic City. And I was like, oh my God. And back then we were like, teaching line dances and shit and doing all kinds of interactive stuff. Those were like the interactive days and like going to the Expo, like they literally, it was just nothing but ideas, nothing but like, all these like way better like MCs and entertainers than I was doing, showing what they do and shit. And it was fucking sick and exhibits, everything. I remember it being a great experience and it really like opened up my mind to a lot of shit. So I always thank Expo for that. And I've been going ever since, I might've missed 1 or 2, 3, over the years being in college and stuff like that. But generally speaking, I've been going every one for a very, very long time and I'll continue to do so. I always support the show. Love the show. So I want to go over this show, how it was. There's a lot of good stuff, a lot of bad stuff. So we'll go through everything, and I'll give you my 2 cents. You let me know your 2 cents in the comments and we'll keep it pushing. I'll give you my open and honest review as usual. And first of all, shouts to... what is it? Jay Howe or Jow? I don't want to mispronounce your name, but 33. Definitely check him out on YouTube. He posted this big long video full of all the B-roll I ever needed. So all the B-roll I should have shot, he shot for me essentially. He got a bunch of like live footage like at every aspect of the Expo. So shouts to him. All the footage you're about to see is directly from this video that I ripped off his YouTube page this morning. So shouts to him because I don't have any of the shit. So starting off, it was at the Hard Rock. The Hard Rock is so cool. I mean, look at this. Like, you're literally looking at like a live Police concert right now as you're walking in on the big LED screens. The music's blasting, big guitar, chandelier up top. Everything is music related in this hotel. It couldn't be a better location, in my opinion. Like, it literally couldn't be. Like, a Hard Rock hotel is literally where a DJ conference should be held. Like, nowhere else. Like, look, even the tiles are guitar picks. You know what I mean? Like, every detail about this hotel has to do with music. You're walking by NSYNC's like outfits for that one music video. You're coming up here to a huge guitar wall with cymbals and shit. There's like all kinds of like, historical artifacts and like papers where Britney Spears wrote lyrics to a song, all kinds of shit, right? So you walk in, you walk through, and then what he's doing is basically going through where the registration was. He's going to stop at the big sign. And then right outside registration, they were doing like interviews and stuff, which is pretty cool. And then you can see when they open up the big doors into the exhibits, where I think the exhibits were fantastic this year. I think they were a lot better than last year, and I think they're going in the right direction. A lot of big brands were there. You'll see as soon as he comes in. I thought it was a cool entrance with like the glowing what's it called, black lights and shit. And then if you look to the left, there's the huge Pioneer booth. They have it every year, but it's the biggest Pioneer booth. I mean, I guess they have a booth that big. It is that big for NAMM, but other than that, it's like the biggest booth they do. Bose had a real sick booth with their LED screen in the background. Shout out to this guy doing his little scribble chirps there. Scribble chirp, 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 scribble chirp, 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 scribble chirp, chirp. And there's just a bunch of Jetpack, Beat Source was there, Bose, DOS Audio, RCF was there, like so many DJ Frontboards where I get all my facades, shout out to them. They were there. Carnival Entertainment here. I guess that's from the cruises and shit. But yeah, so everybody had a booth. Everybody was rocking out. It was loud. The lights were sick. It was just a great vibe. It was just a great vibe. It was super fun. They had some performances I thought that were really cool. They did the main stage. So like the whole exhibits were actually in their auditorium, like in their, what do you call it? Where they have concerts and shit. You know what I mean? Like their whole arena. It was like their arena. Like that arena sits like 10,000 people or something like that. It's like a big ass arena. They clear out all the seats, and then they still have the big stage where like performers would perform, and they would have periodical DJ performances there up on stage, like right in the middle of everything, powered by RCF, of course. Shit sounded fucking crazy. And there was great performances. I saw a lot of really good DJs up there, everything. It was just cool. And then like the booths had performances too, you know, you see all these DJs performing. I know like Team Ragoza performed at the Bose booth, which was really, really cool. And, you know, it was overall, you know, the exhibits were cool. Look at the hazers. Look at the lights. And it's a great way you could hear the speakers too. They also had, if you wanted to listen to speakers specifically, they also had like separate listening rooms for all the speakers, you know, so RCF had its own room and they would do presentations and shit, just like they do at NAMM. And it's really cool. So you can hear the speakers before you buy them, make sure you like them and all that. Same thing with the lights and all the stuff. You could touch and feel and see all the equipment before you buy it. It's like a one-stop shop, and they kill it. And I think, you know, as far as the DJ industry, they're the best in the game, you know, other than I guess NAMM. I mean, NAMM is huge, but like, that's all NAMM does, you know. Other than NAMM, this is the best show in the game for equipment, touching and feeling shit, seeing stuff, and getting deals too. You know, I got some good deals on some shit. So shout out to everybody who gave me a good deal. And shout out to Jetpack too. They hooked me up with a camo backpack. I now have literally, this is the one I just got. I now have literally 1, 2, 3. I have 4 jetpacks. I literally have one for lighting, one for weddings, one for clubs, and one for my ceremony setup. So literally a backpack for everything. I love their backpacks. Shout out to Jetpacks. Definitely check them out. You guys probably already have many anyway, but definitely check them out. So this is what I think like the Expo got right, or DJ X. I gotta say DJ X. They rebranded X. Fucking X. Now let's talk about the seminars. Now as far as the seminars and stuff, I didn't go to any, but. I'm not going to lie to you, but I did ask a lot of people, and just, you know, general chatter, everyone really enjoyed the seminars. I actually didn't hear, because I'm always fishing for, you know, like if there's something, you know, good and bad, I want to know, like, you know, anything you liked, didn't like, everything. Everybody I talked to, everybody really enjoyed the seminars. And I think, you know, overall they had great content, a lot of really good speakers, a lot of useful stuff. Like, you know, they had this one dude from Baseballs talking about how to set your subwoofer and like how to like perfect your low end. You know, they had, of course, Mike Walter talking about, I think he talked this time marketing and getting leads in and stuff like that. But like, you know, a lot of multi-op stuff, a lot of useful like shit. Okay. I went down the list. We went over it last show, and you know, everybody had great things to say, honest to God. What I will say is that like what they can do better is just the overall presentation. So as you could see, the seminars are literally just in these rooms with some chairs set up and a screen, and that's it. You could say they had an on-stage DJ, but there wasn't a stage. Mike Walter DJ'd in between all that. He brought his own, you know, controller. He set it up to... you know, right on a table or whatever. He had his 2 QSC speakers, and that was it. And they never have had great production at their shows, like for seminars and stuff. And I don't understand why, because you have unlimited resources, right? Like many of the DJs in these seminar rooms have the capacity to have the production literally sitting in their warehouse that they could use for these seminars. You know, why not make a big stage with 2 legit screens? Why not have like monitors, like video monitors for the speakers? You know, like why not have like all this? Like, I don't understand why, you know, it's not done more legit. Like make it a huge room, like a big main stage, and then a couple smaller rooms for like the smaller stuff. And like have it all branded DJ X in the background, you know, with some sick lighting and a real like speaker system. And like it's not like it would cost them a lot of money. Like they just all you got to do is approach Bose or RCF and be like, hey, you want to provide the speakers, and we'll put your logo everywhere. One of them will say yes. And then, hey, Chauvet, you want to provide the lights? You know, we'll put your logos everywhere. Bam, they'll say yes. You know what I mean? Someone wants to bring staging in, all that. Because I think overall, if they had better production for the seminars, I think more people would go, more people would take it it more seriously, it would look super legit on social media, because when you see the footage back, it'll look legit for the speakers. So they'll have like some cool things like pictures and video to kind of flex and say, look, I spoke on the main stage at like the expo. It'll hold more merit, right? And then also it'll just be a better look. It'll look like a more professional show overall. So people will take it more seriously on the education side, you know, not to say like people don't take the education seriously, but they could take it more seriously because the production sucks. Let's just be honest. There's no, they put nothing. Zero. I think they had Mike Walter bring his stuff, just a speaker and just to play some music. You know, I don't know if they pay him or whatever, but like they have him do it, and that's it. It's just like they could do so much more, you know? I'm not hating on Mike Walter either. Like, he killed it all week. Like, everybody was talking about, oh shit, like, you know, he was dropping gems before like I did that little panel. But like, I'm just saying, like, it could be so much better. It could overall, like, they should have a sick main stage for this, you know? And like, there's no reason. It wouldn't cost a lot of money. It would be a great look for the expo or the X show. It'll be a great look for the presenters and the speakers, all around 10 times better, you know? They should do like a mobile beat type setup or Beyond the Music type setup. If you guys seen that stage, it was really, really cool. And that was a smaller show. And they had a legit stage, legit production, legit everything. And they'd be able to kind of attract, you know, huge keynotes too if they wanted to do that. You know, there is money in that. You know, you bring a Gary Vee in to speak, all of a sudden, you know, your full pad, the people that bought the full passes quadrupled, you know, because they want to see Gary Vee speak. But like, you know, Gary Vee probably wouldn't speak on the ground in front of, you know, like the way this is. Like, he's probably going to be like, no, I need like an actual, you know, real setup, you know? So, I don't know. Just my 2 cents on that. But other than that, the only thing left to talk about are the after parties, the afterlife, the after dark. That's what they called it, after dark. And I'm going to bring on a little guest to talk about it with me because he was a part of the entertainment, and I think he, you know, I value the guy's opinion. I think he's, you know, definitely one of the top dogs in you know, in what we do, and he's just crushing the game, and I'm sure you guys know him, but if you don't already, definitely make some noise. Wait, I gotta get my applause ready. Okay, I got it ready. But if you don't already, make some noise for my man DJ Ragoza. What's up, Ragoza?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Let me turn it down right here. Check 1 2.
Check
what's up,
check
Ragoza?
1 2.
So,
what's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, of course, man, of course. So I figured we'd talk about this nightlife thing. So we'll start with Monday night. I don't think you were here for Monday night. Basically, they had it at HQ. I got there early. We got to HQ. Shout out to Edwin Phenom, opened up the night from Beat Source DJ City. And he played like an open format set, right? So I'm vibing. I'm like, yes. Have my girl with me, right? Yes.
Nice.
Right, he's doing the open format shit. And then, I don't know, and then he got off, and then it went to trance. Marcus Schultz was a headliner. There was another opener that went before him, and they just like...
Big fan of Marcus.
They were looping those, you know, and I'm not hating on trance. I mean, there's big trance people. I you know, it's not my personal thing. And I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, to me, like, when it comes to like, you got mostly wedding DJs, mostly like private event DJs and shit in there. Like, you know, wouldn't an open format thing be like a little more, you know, receptive?
It would definitely make more sense. I mean, me personally, I'm a huge fan of Marcus Schultz, and I love trance. But yeah, like that would not be the occasion that I would want to hear trance. Even as a trance fan, I don't even think I would want to hear trance in a setting like that. Like, because like you said, you know, a bunch of wedding DJs, open format DJs, you know, it'd be cool to see something that we could all nerd out together on, you know, and enjoy.
Yeah. And they didn't even hand out any Molly or anything. Like, you know, you did. To me, I feel like you got to be rolling face to be listening to this. All of a sudden, pop one Molly, and all of a sudden, you know what? This music's the greatest music I ever heard, you know? But, yeah, I don't know. It's just not my thing, though, personally. And I think it's just I think they do have a huge opportunity with just, like, there's so many different, like, really good open format acts and DJs and whatnot they can bring in there. But, I mean, I don't know. But I don't know for a fact.
Jersey.
Let us know in the chat. Yeah, 100%. Like, let us know in the chat. I mean, maybe it was the move. I mean, it looks like everybody's having a great time. I mean, it's packed, you know. HQ's by far, like, the best nightclub in AC, so it's, like, the perfect location, too. By the way, while I'm here talking about HQ, I got to do, like, a shameless plug. I'm finally allowed to announce it. I got my first headlining gig at HQ Thursday night, September 29th. I've never headlined at a major nightclub before. They're taking a chance on this wedding DJ. So if you know, any of you guys in the chat or whatever, you're in the area, you happen to be free, you want to come out, let me know. spread the word, help me out. It'd be really cool if I could pack this club. You know, I never.
Yo, congrats, man. That's dope.
Thanks, man. They're taking a chance on me. You know, it's not easy getting into clubs as a wedding DJ. It's not easy. They're like, yeah, this guy's not gonna play. I'm like, I'm doing it to prove a point. Okay, I'm representing the people. Wedding DJs can throw
You're
down
gonna crush
too.
it, bro.
I'm gonna try my best though.
You're gonna crush it. I already know.
Thanks, man. But yeah, so if you guys are available September 29th, about a month and a half out. So then brings us to Tuesday night. Tuesday was cool. Oh shit. Sorry. This is just for background ambiance. Anyway. So Tuesday night was at the Beach Bar, and they brought in Craze, which is awesome. I was actually very happy they brought in Craze. I never got to see Craze live, so that was like, holy shit. Like, usually they don't bring, they haven't brought in anybody like that, like turntablists in a minute. And, that was pretty cool. My only complaint, which was tough, is like they only had, I guess it was DOS Audio, wherever, doing the speakers. You see that speaker set right there? They had that shit to the gods. If you guys were there, you know. It was cranked to the gods. It was so loud. I am deaf, and I couldn't even handle it up front. I couldn't handle it. It was too loud. And they didn't have speakers surround, so like you can only hear it, right? Like those were the only sets. Like they didn't have like remote speakers around the whole bar. So it wasn't really like a full house system. It was just like right there. So it was either like you got your ears blown out, or you kind of heard it faint in the background. And obviously everyone gathered up looking at Craze, but then like if you could see, like the stage was kind of concave, so there's nowhere to see him on either side, only in the front. So it was really tough to kind of like see Craze, and that was a shame because like I was really like excited to kind of see him, and like it was either like I lose my hearing or I just like listen to it faintly in the background and like, I see what he did there, hopefully there's a video out there. But, this is the guy, by the way. I stole all this guy's footage. Shout out to this guy. I don't know if I met him or not, but I literally yanked all his footage off YouTube for this B-roll. My man literally had his camera on the whole time, and I appreciate him for it. The perfect B-roll. But I mean, it was still definitely a cool time, and it was a whole vibe. I mean, having it on the Beach Bar was awesome. I just would have done like Craze, like right in the middle of it or something, that way everyone could see a little better, and like, someone regulate the sound. But other than that, having everything outside and, out and about, I thought it was like super cool. It was a whole vibe. It was like, it reminds me like whenever we're at the beach, like at nighttime, it reminds me like the Karate Kid. Like, you remember when like, they had the dirt bikes on the beach and he was like playing with the girl and then he ended up fighting the dude, but like before that, they're like playing a super 80s song and you're the best. And it's just like, and then they're just like on the beach. It's like, oh, it's such a vibe, like on Cali. You know what I'm talking about? No.
Yeah, outside on the beach is just a dope vibe no matter what, especially in the summertime. So I wish that we were able to make it for that party. We were just coming in Tuesday night, so we missed it, unfortunately.
Damn. Yeah,
it looked like cool. A great time. He killed it.
He had some crazy.
Yeah, I love Craze. Craze is amazing.
Routines. Yeah, he had
so great.
He's so clean. It's like it's effortless how clean that guy is and fast. I wish 2 Cents would get back together. That was like so fun when he had the whole 2 Cents thing.
Yeah.
I talked to Zach and he's like, nah. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, they had some sick mixes.
Yeah, he said it was just like a fun thing they did for a little bit, and then they both, like amicably, like they're cool. They're just like they just don't want to, But I feel like they'll have a reunion one day. It'll be when we're older, like we'll bring our kids to it.
Yeah.
But like 2 Cents, who's 2 Cents? My dad's such a loser. Like, you don't know, kid. Back in my day, back in my day. But everybody was vibing, having a good time. So that was definitely cool. That was probably my favorite party of the night, or of the week, honestly, overall, because like, Craze played it pretty open format, played the crowd, and, it was a great set and everything. It was just outdoors on the beach. It was just super cool. I would say HQ would be my second favorite party, and then my third last place party would be Wednesday night. Now, this was Wednesday night. So the Wednesday night was a party at Dare. Dare is a closed down nightclub in Hard Rock. Dare didn't make it through the pandemic. It's not like they went out of business. It's just like, I feel like Hard Rock, they don't want to like, at this time, it just doesn't make sense for them financially to like even put the money into it and do it yet. But I feel like they will. By next summer, it's probably going to be back open. It literally just sits there. Like this club, they just open it back up and it's there. Like they dust the lights off and then go. But they didn't even use the clubhouse system. They actually brought in, I think it was baseball. So it was like it sounded great. Baseball sounds good, man. I'm not gonna lie. The baseball is, If RCF ever hurts my feelings, I'm going baseball. So that would be my second place right there. I really like their system. But yeah, so you guys, I was there, and I wanted to see you guys because you guys had a performance at Bose, and then and you guys crushed that, and then you had like different sets. You were going to do a set at Bose, and then a set at this night, and then you're going to do another set the next day, the following day at Bose again. I actually missed that set the next day, but you couldn't.
Right.
There's a whole thing, I guess, like whatever, it didn't work out, like schedule wise. Like I heard that, someone who runs it put on a couple extra people on the show, and then that messed up all the times or something like that. Like what actually happened, like from the horse's mouth? Because there's a bunch of like rumors like flying around about that.
So to be honest, I mean, I don't even know what happened, and I was there. That's how poorly organized it was, and basically. I'm not gonna name any names. I don't want anybody getting cyberbullied or whatever. But my point of contact, I'll refer to him as that. My point of contact, the person who reached out to me to ask us to do this as a favor, pretty much ended up not having any control over the situation. So he hits me up, says, "Hey, I'm putting this party together for the expo. Would you and your wife be down to throw down a set?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. We're gonna be there anyway for Bose." Okay. So yeah, we're down. But here's the thing to keep in mind is like, for us to do a show, it takes a lot of effort on our part. So like we did the Bose performance earlier that day, which we had to practice for beforehand. So after the Bose performance, while everybody else kind of got to go and chill, have dinner and everything, we went right back up to our hotel room and practiced so that way, we would be prepared to do our set at the Dare party. However, when we got there, we were told we were going to be on at a certain time. And when that time came, Mel Starr, who you see on the screen right now, came out of nowhere and said that he was playing next. So it got really confusing, and then it got really frustrating because we couldn't even set up Desiree's guitar stuff because, as you could see in the video, there's so many people on stage, and it wasn't a big stage. There was so many people on that stage that we couldn't even get Desiree's stuff set up. And so I go and I ask my point of contact, multiple times, "Hey, can we have somebody, help us clear the stage so that we could set Desiree's stuff up so we could play?" He says, "Oh, I'm going to send somebody to do that." Nobody did anything about it. And now I have Mel Starr's manager, I don't know if his manager or his friend, Mel Starr's manager starts yelling at me saying I couldn't stand on stage at a certain spot or whatever, being extremely rude and just very condescending to me for no reason. And he's not even realizing, like, he's yelling at me for being on stage. I'm only on stage because I was told that we were supposed to be playing at that time. So here I am, on stage at the time that I'm supposed to be playing. Yeah. I can't play, you know what I mean? And to add pressure to that, like, there's all these people we don't know on stage. Our gear's up there. We can't set up. Everybody's asking us, when are you going to play? When are you going to play? Everybody wants us to play. We're eager to play because we practiced. We rehearsed. We put in that effort. You know what I mean? And, not to diss Mel Starr or anything, but he told me legit before he got on stage, he said, "I don't even want to be here." He said that to me. And guess what? He DJ'd as if he didn't want to be there. He was letting, beats play. Like he tried to he started his set trying to do that blend where he puts like "Aha, Take on Me" over "Teach Me How to Dougie." Couldn't even get the acapella on beat, gave up on the blend, let the Dougie beat ride by itself for like 3 minutes. And then he was just like playing acapellas, like straight up acapellas, like from beginning to end. And so, like, it's extremely frustrating when you put in all this effort, especially after we drove 22 hours to be at this expo. You know what I mean? We drove from Kansas City because we had a gig out there. We didn't fly because of all the, the nonsense going on with airports. So we put in so much effort to, like, try to make this happen and to go in there and be treated with, disrespect from people, to be kind of, like, thrown to the wolves by our point of contact. Because the guy who booked it, who, asked us to do this, he wasn't even inside. He was hanging outside the whole time, wouldn't even go inside to, like, assist us to try to help us get set up so that we could play. So the people that are on stage, I don't know any of them. Like, you know what I mean? So now I'm dealing with people that I don't know. They were being rude to us. Desiree's uncomfortable. And, so eventually, I lost my cool, and we stormed out of there. And, and it's unfortunate because we really feel like we would have, we would have had a great time playing there. It would have been a great party. I know, like, I guess Throwdown and As One killed it later on that night. But originally, that was supposed to be the lineup. It was supposed to be just us, Throwdown, and As One, as far as I know. And, you know, my point of contact, I will give them credit. I think they tried to throw a great party, but the Expo threw in Mel Star and this other guy, you know, in the mix, and I don't understand why, especially if, you know, they didn't even want a DJ. Like, I don't get it, you know what I mean? And Mel Star's a great DJ. Like, I'm not saying, like, I'm a fan of Mel Star, but that night he was, you know, he was DJing like he didn't want to be there. And that's that, you know?
I feel you. And then, so then you dipped from there and you ended up doing a private show in the room, right? Like,
so,
not a suite either, just like you set that shit up just in a regular room.
So yeah, okay. So now here's the thing, man. This definitely has the happy ending. So after that happened, we were, you know, obviously upset by it, but what happened next totally like made up for it. So when we were walking out, there was this younger DJ who came up to us and was like, "Man, I really wanted to see you guys play. It's the whole reason why I came out tonight." And like he knew like my whole history of DJing. He knew Desiree's history. He knew everything we did together. I mean, he was, you know, he you could definitely tell like, you know. I got that sense, like, he looks up to me the same way that I look up to my idols. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's telling us that, and it turns out it's his birthday. So I look at Desiree, you know, we exchange a glance, and we say, "Hey, how would you like to come in our hotel room? We'll do our set for you, you know, right in front of you in our hotel room." And the way his face lit up, like, it totally just, like, made our night. Like, we were like, yes. So we're doing it. He couldn't believe it because he went from like excited to see us to sad because he can't see us on his birthday to now ecstatic because now he gets to come into our hotel room and get a private show. So we went up there and we had our crew with us, and I said, you know what? Why don't we just stream it? Like, we were gonna, you know, do this set anyway. Why don't we just stream it? You know, while we're doing it, so that way at least we can give people the show that we wanted to give them. So we start streaming it. You know, we had our visual sound productions crew there. You know, shout out to DJ Nikki Nell. She was on the phone getting the shots. And then like halfway through our set, a couple of people got our room number. So like the Bose crew and some other homies. So before we know it, now there's like 20, 30 people in this small hotel room, and we're rocking the party in our hotel room. And this kid, you know, DJ McLovin, by the way, is his name. The kid who it was his birthday. You know, he was just like, he couldn't believe it. Like, what? Like, wow. And then it was really cool because we finished our set, and then, you know, there was other DJs in the room, so then we were like all like cutting it up, having a great time. So it ended up being an amazing night. And, you know, like the thing is, even with the bad, like this is like one of many reasons why, you know, you should always go to the expo. You know, any DJs watching this, like, you know, the exhibits are cool, the parties are cool, the presentations can be cool, but what I think is the dopest thing by far about the expo is the group of people that are there, the people you can hang out with, network with, and 100%. Who knows, you might end up in a private hotel party with, you know, with someone that you look up to, you know. Yeah. And that, so to be able to provide that experience for someone, that, like, for Desiree and I, that totally made our night. Like, we were so happy to do that. And
that's so cool. Did the security come at all? Like, how'd you guys get away with that? What, like, sound wise?
I don't know. We were being really. I was worried about it.
Yeah. Nobody came.
Nobody came. I think maybe the people next door to us were probably downstairs playing poker or something. Maybe we got lucky. I don't know, but yeah, we were good.
No shit, that's crazy. And then you guys ended up throwing down another set the next day, right? So you had 3 sets total that were all different.
Yeah, we did repeat a little bit because, you know, we didn't get to do the set at the actual party. There was some Jersey Club stuff. We really wanted to get that off. So we did do that on the live stream, and we did repeat some of that the next day. But yeah, it was still like, you know, 3 different, like none of the sets that we did were the same. And, you know, that does take effort for us because it's like we have a lot going on with the acapellas, and obviously it's 2 of us, so we got to be coordinated with each other. So, you know, we try to practice every time we do a performance, we try to run through it at least once right before we do it.
Sure.
So, you know, a lot of effort goes into that.
Yeah, it's got to be fresh in your mind and stuff. It's tough too because it's like way harder than like if you just think of like if you plan out an entire set just to do like a little showcase set, 20 minutes or whatever for like just by yourself as a DJ. That's one thing because like if you mess up, it's just you. Like it's just like if either one of you mess up, it like affects the other one. So like when you have an extra person there and you have to be coordinated, it makes it that much harder. Like you get it's that much like there's very little room for error. You know what I mean? So like I definitely respect it. I think you guys are gonna blow up one of these days, man. I've been calling it. I've been calling it since you started doing it. I'm like, oh, they're gonna blow up. They're gonna blow up, and I hope he remembers me. I hope he remembers those little people.
Man. No, I appreciate it. Like this year alone has been so amazing for us. Like the evolution of the kind of gigs we've been doing. So but you definitely put a lot of people onto us from the last time I was on your show. We got a lot of new followers after that. So definitely appreciate that, man.
Oh, good. Anything I could do, man. Listen, I can't wait for you guys to be on Ellen.
Desiree was already on Ellen back in the day.
She was? So. No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. We got to pull up the archives. That'd be a good throwback thing to post one day. I wonder if she.
I'll have her post it. It was when she was doing like that Michael Jackson tour with the circus. They played "Beat It" on the Ellen show. So.
Oh, that's nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's checked off of it. I don't know. Wendy Williams. Can't see Wendy Williams.
She's trouble.
Yeah, she's trouble. Well, awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you for coming on and everything. And I figured, a lot of rumors going on. You come clear the air, just let everybody know straight up, what happened, everything. And I mean, I think overall the Wednesday night party, like even if we look at the footage, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. Like everybody, like if you go to the crowd here, hold on, let me without fucking this up. You know what I mean? Like everyone's kind of like standing and watching, right?
Yeah.
I'm not hating
exactly.
on these DJs. I'm not hating on these DJs. They do their thing. I think they looked at it more as like a performance thing, like a flex thing, right? I think that's what they were doing. Like I've seen these DJs come up, they had some stuff planned, and they were flexing. But I think they should it should be like they should be told by whoever they booked that, like, listen, like work the room. Like everyone does an hour-long set or something, work the room. Get people dancing, drinking, partying. It'll make the Hard Rock more money, the club more money. People are generally going to have a better time. You know what I mean? Rather than standing and watching, more of like just like everyone having a great time and dancing and whatnot. Like I think that's like I think that should be the goal. So.
I can't speak on the DJs that played when I wasn't there, but the time that we were there, when we were trying to set up, the DJs that were playing were not playing to the crowd. Like the crowd was not moving. And on top of that, the DJs were train wrecking. They weren't even mixing on beat. Wow. And I think, it's kind of sad because if you go to a DJ exposition, the DJs that you see on stage at these parties should be, they should be killing it. They should be an example of what a dope DJ is. I mean, you're at a DJ expo. DJs train wrecking on stage should not be acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were trying to do performance sets, and I don't know. I just think that they have such a huge opportunity for entertainment, and I think there's a lot of like they can get the crazy. They can set up the craziest shit, and it wouldn't cost them any money. Like they have unlimited resources. Like we're very like the DJ industry as a whole is very powerful. Like there's connections everywhere. I mean, everybody remembers back in the day. I don't know if you went to the expos back in the day, but like they had a connection. Promo Only would literally bring in artists, right? It was shout out to Promo Only. Like they would literally bring in like these huge artists every year for the DJ Expo that like were up and coming. And literally so many of them blew up right afterwards. And I just remember thinking it was nuts. Like I remember being 16 and seeing Lady Gaga perform at the DJ Expo. And literally the next year, she comes out with that album and she blows up and she's a superstar. Same thing with Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo performed at the DJ Expo. Who the fuck is this guy? Blew the fuck up afterwards. Who else? People can name it in the chat. There's multiple artists, and I'm pretty sure it was all, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was all Promo Only. They would bring in these up-and-comers, and that was a whole nother aspect that, like, is completely missing from the Expo, where, like, they would bring in up-and-coming artists to just perform and, like, do their songs, and people are like, oh, that's cool, and then, like, later on, it's like, holy shit, they actually blew up. They're the fucking, like, we just seen them. Like, you know what I mean? It was, like, such a cool, I remember being at, they used to do it at House of Blues at a Showboat way back in the day. And we've seen so many artists. When me and Steph first started dating, like 10 years ago, I think it was, she came with me to the Lady Gaga one. There was another one too. I don't know, but I just, I think there's like a lot more opportunity to like, bring that up. And if anybody from the Expo is watching this, feel free to call me. I'm happy to help. Happy to do anything. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I want this show to succeed. I want this show, and I know it's succeed. I'm sure you guys had a great year, but like, I want this show to succeed. I want it to get better. I want this to be the end all be all. Like, I love the show. I'll always go regardless. I mean, I just, and I owe the Expo a lot because of, my history with it, going to it for so many years. But I'm happy to help as well. This is all constructive criticism at the end of the day. I'm not really trying to shit on anything. I just want I want to bring everything up. That's all. And I know you're on the same page, Brandon. I mean, that's why you do what you do. With the scratching courses and everything else. Which, by the way, like, feel free to plug all that. Like, if you guys aren't, he's got a great, like, all this unbelievable shit that you do, man. A lot of knowledge you put out there.
Thank you.
That's like invaluable. That was never available to DJs ever until now.
Yeah, man. No, I appreciate it. And real quick. As you were saying, with the scratching and everything, for those people who don't know, I have Evolve DJs, which is an online DJ school where, we talk about all things DJ related. And the doors are closed to it right now, but we're opening it back up in about a week or so. And we're going to be opening it up with a new workshop that we're doing. It's a scratch challenge. We've done it 2 times before. It's always fun. It's free to attend. If you want the details on that, just go to evolvedjs.net/scratch faster, and you can get the details on this. It's like a live 3-day workshop where, I talk about like the secrets behind scratching faster, scratching more clean, with more with more accuracy. We go over all those things. So evolvedjs.net, scratch faster. You can find out about the free workshop. And then, if you attend that, you'll find out about Evolve DJs, which we've had Nick Spinelli in there recently. We had a good session. It's a good vibe in there. We have a different session every week, and we talk about everything that's related to, performance style DJing. It's a great vibe.
I need that scratch faster class, man. I need to get. I feel like I plateaued with like every cut. I can go this fast and that's it. Like when like when a car or like a go-kart or something has a limiter and you just hit the limiter, it's like it won't go no faster than that. Like that's literally where I'm at with every cut.
Well, yeah, hey man, join us on that 3-day workshop. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so we make it during the week because we know DJs are usually busy on the weekends, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, we hope to see you there. It's always a great time when we do these live challenges.
Yeah, text it to me, man. I really will come. That sounds good. I'll definitely I'll creep in the background, take my notes.
Yeah,
get my ass practicing again. But yeah, thanks for coming out, man, or thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate you. Make sure you follow at DJ Ragoza, at Team Ragoza. They're doing crazy shit. If you haven't heard of them, definitely check them out. Lots of content online and everything. Totally respect what you guys do, you and Desiree. Like, it was great meeting you and everything finally this week and whatnot. And yeah, man, definitely talk to you soon.
Sounds good, man.
All right, peace out, brother. Thank you.
Peace.